All right, everybody, welcome to the first game of the weekend here at Iceline Rink 1 in Westchester. Today's game is against the Jersey Shore Wildcats. Played them previously in the season. Had a 5-0 win at that time. Team Philly will be down 4 men today, all of them injury related. But we do have Kevin Lang back in the lineup, which is good to see him back. So we'll be running a shortened bench. 13 players. It looks like the Wildcats are in a similar boat, running 13 players as well too. So a lot of extra ice time, rotating shifts. This will be the first of 2 games this weekend. Second game tomorrow against the Toms River Blackhawks at 2:15. All right, start us off today. Aiden Montanet. Lang. Start us off with Ricky Wright on the defensive end. Nichols, Cusa, and Zimmerman out on the first line offensive side of this. So looks like we're all set. Ice is in great condition today. Stands are moderately full. All right, referee's checking. Scorekeeper, ready, drop. Wildcats come out, set it in the neutral zone. Lang kicks it back. Zimmerman over. Picked up by Nichols. Nichols gets it poked away. Wildcats get it at center ice. Backhand all the way to the back wall. Aiden knocks it back over into the corner. Ricky thought about it, couldn't make a decision. He's got 3 guys on him. Stops the puck from getting by him. Still in the corner, trying to get it by. 20-second rotation into the corner, picked back up. Ooh, double teamed into the corner. And Aiden with a glove save just outside the reach of the goal. Lucas, Ben, Collin, Bops, and Thies. Puck's down, back over to Thies. Thies cycles back opposite side to Bops, kicks it back up just outside of Fisher's reach. Now it makes its way out to the neutral zone. Collins back over. And Wildcat had it caught up in his jersey, so it'll be an in-zone face-off for Team Philly. Face off, back out to the point to Thies. Thies sends it in to the opposite side, picked up by Lucas, tried to backhand, fell off his stick. Back out to the point to Thies. Thies held up, gets by a defender, looks up, Lucas at the blue line. No offsides, picked up by Fisher. Fisher gets a shot off, point blank range to the goaltender, unable to capitalize. Knocked out to the point, Bops holds up, looks, sends it long, goes past the goaltender on the outside edge. Fisher back into the corner. Thies knocks it down at the blue line. Now it makes its way. That should be an icing call as it wakes its way all the way back. Clock gets running. So, puck's down, back out. Heston with Barthel and Tobin out on the ice. Wildcats get to it. Barthel given the rights to defender. Back out to the point, tried to get there. Tobin, backhand's got 3 guys on him in the corner. Picked up by Wright. Ricky, back over to Tobin. Tobin, 2 guys again on him. Little help by Heston. Puck's down, back out, now into the neutral zone. Wildcats get it, send it long. Lang on the back check. just outside of his reach. Touchdown. Jersey sends it to the opposite side. Picked up in the corner by Heston. Heston drops it into the neutral zone. Kick forward by Tobin. Wildcats break out. Looking. Can come across center ice. Across the blue line. Nichols back over to help out. Aiden picks it up. Drops it back over to Lang. Lang cycles it back over to Cusa. Cusa taps it back out. Foot race. Kobe, the lightning man, comes and gets it out to Nichols. Good opportunity. Picked up by Bops. Bops sends it long back over to Kobe. Kobe has a leg up. He's got a guy on him. Gets a shot off and goes long. Sent back out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Thies. Richard gets taken off his skate. At an odd angle. Sent on net. Picked up by Nichols before it gets there. Cycled all the way back out to the point. The Jersey Wildcats get it. Take a shot. Goes wide. Cusa. Back over to help out, picked up by Thies into the corner. Thies backhand over to Kobe. Kobe tries to tap it outside the zone. It does make it to the neutral zone. Bops pushes back to the puck, picked up by Thies. Sent to the opposite side, try to hit Kobe going long. Kobe will probably come off the ice. Yep. Nichols and Cusa, a little token pressure back out. Picked up by Fisher as he comes onto the ice. Checked into the boards. 13:07 left first period. Lucas now on. Kicks it back over to Fisher. Fisher. Ooh, opportunity. Had Doherty. Doherty looking. Cycles it back over to Fisher. Fisher gets a nice shot off. Kick save into the corner. Lucas back over. Jersey gets a shot off and goes wide. Picked up by Doherty. Picked up by the Wildcats back in the neutral zone. Backhand. Ricky on the back check. Looks across. Opposite side back over to Doherty. Doherty cycles it back. Back over to Fisher. Fisher tried to dump it in. Right to a defender. Doherty picks it up, looking. Back out in the slot to Fisher. Fisher gets a shot off a defender's stick into the protective netting. Same lineup. Puck's down, back out to Doherty. Doherty gets a shot off. Lucas gets tangled up into the corner. Fisher. Got two guys on him. Now it's back out to Doherty, picked up by Lucas. Lucas kept it in, back over to Lang. Lang, back over to Doc. Doc looking. Pops it back out to the point to Lang. Lang gets a shot off, goes just wide. Ricky thought about, held the blue line. Wildcats, backhand. Ricky makes his way out of two defenders and it comes back out to the point. Jersey sends it back to the back wall. And the net comes off the moorings. .26 left first period, 0-0. Barthol on the faceoff. Puck's down, pass through. Bops gets it, cycles it out. Other side, back over to Tobin, streaking up. Couldn't get it off the stick fast enough, delayed offsides. Team Philly cycles back onside again. Barthol. Pressure, back over to Tobin. Try to pick it up. Heston, backhands, back over to Tobin. Tobin making a move around. Looks, back out to the point to Bops. Bops tried to get a shot off. Ooh, nice redirect by Heston just outside. Picked up by Barthol. Barthol tried to hit. Bops on the opposite side, picked up by Tobin. Tobin looking. Tried to squeeze one through. Wasn't there. Bops gets a shot off, but hit the defender before it even got to the goaltender. Back over to Tobin. Attempted clear. Thies keeps it in the zone. Gets Nice check. Boards. Now it's back out of the zone. Thies cycles it back over to Bops. Bops. Back over to Tobin. Tobin drops it in. Nichols, Cusa out onto the ice. The line change. Cusa puts a skate on it. Kicks it over to Nichols. Nichols one-on-one. Looking. Backhand goes over the shoulder of the goaltender and goes wide. Jersey sends it to the opposite side. Ricky on a back check. Try to get a pass off. Deflected. Back out to Cusa. Nichols charging forward. Looks to the slot. Nobody's there. Jersey into the neutral zone. Pick back up. Cycle back. Centered. Now it's picked up by Nichols. Nichols got 3-on-2 opportunity. Odd man rush if they can take advantage of it. Jersey gets a man back. Nice redirect by Cusa just outside the reach of the goaltender and just wide of the net. Ricky sends it deep, delayed offside. Cleared the zone. Jersey picks it up behind the net. Back out. All the way back, and there's going to be an interference coming up on Ricky as he prohibited the winger to get down ice. So first power play of the game for Jersey Shore. So 9-14, Team Philly will be man down. Lucas Doherty, Bopst, and Thies out onto the ice. Puck's down, Jersey tries to kick it back to the point. Doc rushes the puck, sent to the opposite side, picked up in the slot by Lucas, sends it all the way down ice. Goaltender sends it out to the neutral zone. Lucas is there. Try to send it all the way back, Jersey Shore. Wildcats look to gather. Try to drive it forward. Pivots back over, comes across the blue line. Thies picks it up. Sends it back over. Wildcats have to wait till the zone clears. Cycles back, Lucas. Attempt to take it. Jersey Shore comes across the blue line. And there's going to be a penalty coming up on Lucas for a high stick. I believe that happened down here earlier, so Team Philly will be down 2 men at the 8:28 mark. Barthol, Thies, and Bop. Jersey Shore gets it at the point. Looks. Nice defense by Thies to get it out. Good job clearing the zone. Sends it all the way down ice. Wildcats looking to set something up. Go all the way around to the opposite corner. Stop at the point, holds up, gets it center ice, looking back out to the wing. A whiff shot, Bob sends it down ice, goaltender knocks it down. Lang out onto the ice with Tobin and Barthol. 27 seconds left on the first penalty. Jersey Shore comes across the blue line, sets it up all the way over to the opposite side. Couldn't control it. Shot attempt goes just wide. Aiden shuffles it to the back corner. Picked up back at the point. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First penalty's killed. 5-on-4. Come on the ice. Heston's there. Back out to the wing. And Aiden with some nice saves there. So 40 seconds left on Team Philly's last penalty. Pick back up over to Lang. Lang tries to send it out of the zone. Kobe rushes the puck. Makes its way to the back wall. Ricky over to help out. Centering pass. Aiden guides it to the corner. Kobe's there. Gets it out. Kobe in a foot race. tries to cycle it back. I'm not sure what the referees were watching on that. Kobe got taken down. Picked up by Lang. Wildcats behind the hut. Ricky's over to help out, and that will kill the penalty. Lucas gets a hold of it, comes streaking up. Scores! Nice play by Lucas to Heston. Heston backhand over to Lucas for a wide open net at the 6:15 mark. So Team Philly gets on the board. 1-0. After a great hustle. Good pass by Jake. Lucas on the faceoff, back over to Bops. Bops charge the blue lines, got people with him. Back out to Lucas. Lucas with a nice shot. Blocker side save by the goaltender. Jersey tries to come across the ice, takes a shot, goes wide of the net, picked up in the corner. Fisher over to help out. Lucas is there. Tries to take the player off the puck. Back over to Fisher. Fisher tries to help. Back over to Doc. Sorry, that was Doherty. Now it's back over to Fisher. Fisher across the blue line. Gets around a man. It's got wide open. Try to 5-hole. Goaltender knocks it down. Back into the corner. Picked up in the neutral zone by the Wildcats. Back over to Fisher. Fisher back up to Lucas. Lucas couldn't maintain it on his stick. Thies, good stick. Knocks it back. Sent all the way back, no icing. Doherty in a foot race all the way back. Wildcat cut across the crease, back over. Nichols is there, tried to knock it down. Back over to Doherty. He's got Fisher on the opposite side. Nichols coming up the slot. Nichols with a beautiful wrister from a nice feed from Doherty after he comes onto the ice. So Team Philly at the 4:59 mark gets 2 quick goals to go up 2-0. Nichols from Doherty. Puck's down. Kobe. Token pressure back. Nichols knocks it back. Hits the side of the goal. Kobe, good dive. Stick lift. Just couldn't control it off his stick. Another stick lift. Ricky thought about it. Opposite side over to Lang. Lang gets it up to Kobe. Kobe across the blue line. He's got Cusa and Nichols with him. Tried a centering pass. Gets knocked down. Picked up at the boards by the Wildcats. Centers it. Back across the blue line. Cusa. Little help. Good knockdown by Nichols. Nichols got Cusa on the opposite side. If he acts quick enough, back over to Cusa. Just behind him. Nice opportunity. Wildcats come across the blue line. Send to opposite side. Cusa's there. Drops it back. No icing on that. Nichols on the forecheck. Wildcats. Send it back to the opposite side. Tobin into the neutral zone. Picked up by Cusa. Drops it into the neutral zone. Wildcats gather. Send it over to the opposite side. Back behind the net. Ricky's there. Fakes as if he's going one way. Gets it out to Jake. Jake. Oh, that would have been a nice feed to Tobin. Wildcats have to wait for the zone to clear. Oh, that took a wicked bounce off the board. Back over to Tobin. Tobin. Opposite side to Heston. Heston tried to break through a couple of guys. Centering pass back over. Tobin picks it up. Tobin, Barthel, Heston. Thies and Bobs out on the ice. Puck's down, back over. Tobin kicks it out to the point to Bops. Opposite side to Thies. Goes wide, makes its way all the way out in front of the net, back out to the corner. Wildcats Try to break out, back over to Barthol. Barthol tried to send it on net, picked up by Tobin. Tobin drops it in. Barthol's there. Back out to Thies, right there in the slot. Jake cycles it back over to Tobin. Tobin looking, kicks it out to Thies. Opposite side to Bops. Bops try to get a shot on net, picked back up. Nice shot by Heston. Barthol tried to knock it down. Wildcats come across the blue line, pick it up on the wing. Centering pass, nice kick out by Cusa. Doherty streaming up, one-on-one with the goaltender. Oh my gosh. Gets a shot off and goes on the top side of the crossbar into the protective netting. Fisher, Doherty, Mott, Thies, Bops out on the ice. Pucks down, back out to Fisher. Fisher tried to get a shot off, goes off a defender's stick. Pick back up, right in the slot. Lucas tried to hit Doherty, sitting right in the center of the ice. Wildcats send it back. Aiden picks it up. Aiden drops it along the boards, picked up by Fisher. Fisher over to Lucas. Lucas got Doherty on the wing. Oh, just a little bit long, back over to Doc. Nice centering pass. Lucas tried to redirect, picked up by Fisher. Doherty cycles it back into the corner, back over to Lucas. Lucas looks. Back out to Doherty. Doherty tried to cycle it back into the slot. Nobody was there for Team Philadelphia. Picked back up by Bops. Bops back over to Lucas. Lucas cycles it back over to Bops. Fisher with a tap, goes all the way back. Doherty in pursuit. Wildcats break out, send it long, tapped it center ice. Picked up by Ricky. All the way back. Cycle it back over to Fisher. Fisher holds up. Try to get around the defender. Try to feed Doc sitting in the middle. Tried to weave it between three Wildcats. Lucas tried to get around. He's got Doherty on the opposite side, just behind him. Lucas tried to get in there, couldn't. Wildcats come across the blue line. Center it back. Lucas checked into the boards, picked up at the blue line. Wildcats picked up by Kobe. Kobe driving forward, tried to get around his man. Line change. Cusa out on the ice with Kobe. Kobe getting just pummeled. Back out to Cusa. And the net comes off the moorings. I think it's pick on Kobe day today. It's been hit about 3 or 4 different times. .22 seconds left first period. Nichols face off Kobe. Ooh, turns and fires. Unable to get there. 16 seconds left. Kobe knocks it down. Sends a backhand all the way to the back wall. 12 seconds. Ricky holds it in the zone. 4, 3, 2. And that's it for the end of the first period. So Team Philly up 2-0 after goals by Lucas and Aiden Nichols. All right, get ready for start of second period. Today's injuries, we got Ben Peruto, Braden Fisher, Luca DeFrugio, and Blake Krecker. Hopefully get them back into the lineup in the not too distant future. Here to help support the team, which is great to see them. All right, so all set. Face off, won by the Wildcats. Sent all the way back, picked up. Aiden shuffles it alongside to the outside boards. Picked up in the corner by Ricky. Ricky's there, tried to get off his stick. Picked up by Lang. Lang shuffles it back out. There's going to be an icing call. All the way back out. Lucas, Ben, Colin, Kevin, and Ricky. Tucks down, picked up by the Wildcats on the wing. Lucas, pressure onto it, tries to get outside the zone, does. That puck gets lifted. Foot race, got the numbers here. Colin. Nice pass from Colin, opposite side over to Lucas for his second goal of the day to make this 3-0 at the 16:28 mark. Beautiful pass from Colin. That was a good feed down on the defensive end to lift that puck up in the air. Colin with a good foot speed gets down to it. I think he surprised the goaltender. Barthol pucks down. Wildcats send it to the opposite side. Barthol's there in the neutral zone, picked up by Thies, sends it on net. Goaltender knocks it down. Cycles her back to the other side. Barthol tried to pinch the defender, was able to do it out onto the wing. Picked back up by Tobin. Tobin, as it came along, centers it back over to Barthol, makes its way over to Heston. Heston across the blue line, back over to Barthol. Oh my gosh, good opportunity back out to Barthol. Centers it back over to Tobin. Tobin looks, got a guy in his back pocket, centers it back over to Barthol, gets a shot off. Thies thought about it, comes back down, protects the blue line, holds it back up, knocked down by Barthol, who's all over the place. Loses it off his stick into the neutral zone. Clears the zone. Nichols out on the ice, replaced Barthol after a really good shift. Wildcats not knowing what to do. Try to pick it up, send it out in the neutral zone, does so, taps it back. Back over to Thies. Thies, opposite side, back over to Bops. Bops. Back out to Cusa, drops it back over for Nichols. Nichols try to get a shot off the defender's stick, goes high. Thies gets it on. Nichols tries to tap it out, back over to Thies. Thies. Wildcats try to get to it, back out to the point to Thies. Thies gets a shot off, the redirect, gets a shot off by Cusa. Bops pushing forward. Cusa releases it back to the opposite side. Wildcats pick it up. Cusa over to help out. He gets it, picked up by Nichols. Nichols looks. Shot attempt goes off of the goaltender's shoulder. Kobe's back out. Thies drops it in. Cusa back into the corner. Nichols intervenes, comes back in. Cusa back in. He's got two guys on him. Cusa picks it up, centering pass right to a defender, knocks it down. Aiden knocks it back over to Bops. Bops goes long, taps opposite side over to Kobe. Kobe waiting. Try to center pass, knocks it back. Ooh, center right into the crease, is unable to capitalize on it. Wildcats come across the blue line. Take a shot and goes wide. Lang picks it up. Gets around a defender on the corner. Looks. Gets a nice shot off. Goaltender knocks it down. Jersey tries to get it into the neutral zone. And Aiden with a nice save. .3:18 left, second period. 3-0 Team Philadelphia. Lucas, Ben, Colin. Puck's down, back over to Ricky. Ricky gathers it, looks, puts a guy in his back pocket, looking up. Sends it back out, just outside the reach of Lucas. Back into the neutral zone. Puck is floating there. Ricky, backhand, back over to Lucas. Cycles it back opposite side to Fisher, to Doherty. Fisher's there, drops it in the zone. Lucas on the forecheck back into the corner. Picked up by Lang. Lang opposite to Ricky. Ricky, shot attempt goes wide. Picked up by Fisher. Fisher loses it off his stick. Now it makes its way into the neutral zone. Fisher backhand, picked up by the Wildcats. Ben tries to kick it back over to Lang. Lang gets it, makes his move around, light pass back over to Doherty. Doherty tries to hit Lucas streaking up, gets it between his legs, makes a move around, back to the back wall, picked up by Doherty. Doherty try to jimmy it through to Lucas standing right in the slot. Picked up by the goaltender, put a glove on it. 12-11. Second period, 3-0. Bob Stinthies out onto the ice. Puck's down into the corner. Back outside, over to Bops. Bops cycles it back opposite side, back behind the net. Doherty's over to pick it up. Fisher kicks it back over to Doc. Back out to the point to Bops. Oh, came out of the zone. Back over to Doherty. Gets taken off the puck. Good stick by Thies. Team Philly tries to maintain the zone. Wildcats try to break out center ice. Picked up by Lucas just outside of his reach. Now Thies back out. Wow, Lucas looking to stream up the ice. Bops. Fisher comes across. Centering pass. Knocked back down. Back out to the point to Thies. Opposite side to Bops. Nice feed attempt over to Fisher. Blocker side save by the goaltender into the corner. Bops cycles it over to the opposite side, picked up by Lucas. Lucas holds it, looks. Gentle pass gets intercepted. That'll make it all the way back for an icing call at the 10:45 mark. Bops, Tobin, Thies, Barthol, Heston out onto the ice. Barthol picks it up to the point, back over to Thies. Thies tried to get a shot off. Knocked down before it got to the goaltender. Thies sends it back into the zone. Wildcats drop it into the neutral zone. Picked up by Thies. Now Tobin gets it. Got Barthol at the point. Thought about pulling the trigger. Just could not get it off the right side of his stick. Wildcats drop it back, picked up by Tobin. Tobin has it knocked away. Cycles it back over. Bops takes a swipe at it. Good knee by Thies. Attempt by Tobin. Bops gathers. Back over to Tobin into the neutral zone. Back down. Bops picks it up. Sends it deep. Line change for Team Philadelphia. Nichols out onto the ice. Tobin gets taken off his skates. Cusa on the ice joining him. Picked back up. Oh, Nichols just over top of his stick. Tobin gets pushed from behind. Picks back up. A little bit of trash talk over to Nichols. Nichols has got Thies with him. Try to make a move around, loses the puck. Back out to the point to Thies. Thies. Send it back over to Cusa. Cusa looking. He's going to decide to probably take a shot. Nope. Pulls it back out. Opposite side out to Ricky at the point. Redirect by own defenseman. There goes Kobe again, getting the short hand of his stick. That's going to be a penalty, I believe, coming up for the first time on Jersey after Kobe's being manhandled today.
86-56, low slash, 505.
So offsetting penalties. Cusa and another Wildcat. So 5-on-5 at the 8:50 mark. 3-0 Team Philadelphia. Kobe, Lucas, Doherty. Puck's down. Kobe pops it out to the point to Lang. Lang. Puck is sitting there, and the net gets taken off the moorings. Puck's down, forced through, back to the back wall, sent to the corner. Doherty's there, opposite side, back over to, Fisher gets a shot off, goes off the stick in front of the goal. He goes over top. Lang on the back check. Centering pass goes to no one, picked up by Lucas. Lucas back out to Fisher. Fisher just outside of his reach. Wildcats into the neutral zone, picked up by Fisher, stops back over to Ricky. Ricky cycles it back opposite side over to Lang. Lang over to Doherty. I think it's going to be offsetting penalties. Ricky and number 71.
We got 5 with a grip, 71 with a rush.
So again, even strength, center ice face-off, 5-on-5. 2 players both in the penalty box for both teams. Barthol on a face-off. Heston takes a guy off, Thies drops it in, sent all the way back. Tobin try to get a stick on it, Wildcats try to clear the zone, picked up, Bops is there. Bops. Wildcats have to wait for the zone to clear. It does. Thies into the corner, putting pressure onto the puck. Barthol over to help out. Centering pass makes its way back out to Heston at neutral ice. Heston throws it on net, picked up by Tobin. Tobin opposite side, picked up at the point by Thies. Thies, a nice shot. Goaltender puts it on his shoulder, saves it into the corner, picked back up by Tobin. Tobin. And makes its way out, all the way down. Pops. 7 minutes left, second period. Sends it all the way back up, over to Zimmerman. Couldn't control it. Wildcats had to wait for the zone to clear. Picked up by Kobe. Kobe. Backhand, try to get it over to Thies. Intercepted by the Wildcats, picked up by Nichols. Over to Lucas, drops it over to Kobe. Kobe, thought about it. Backhand, centering pass, Makes its way all the way out to Lang at the point. Goaltender, shoulder save. Sent back out over to Tobin in the neutral zone. Cycled back over to Lang. Lucas between the legs, back over, try to hit Nichols. Back out into neutral zone. Aiden comes out of net, puts a stick on it. Tobin's back over to help out. Lucas picks it up. Cycles it over to Lang. Lang looking up. He's got Nichols. Puck comes right out in front of the goaltender. Picked back up by Zimmerman. Gets a shot off and goes off a defender's skates. Nichols takes a backhand swipe at it. Puts it into the neutral zone. Wildcats get it. Picked up by Lang. Lang. Try to get it by a defender. Kobe. Cycle back over to Tobin. Centers it back up to Lucas. Lucas. Got Nichols with him. Nice little shuffle, but just outside the reach of Nichols. Go long. Bob Steese, Barthol Doherty pitching. Coach rotating the lines a little bit. 3-0 with 5:10 left in the second period. Puck's down, back over to Doherty. Cycles it back into the corner. Barthol pulls it through. Try to send it out to the point. Had a stick lifted. Good hustle back. Fisher back over to help out. Now it's picked up by Thies. Zone cleared. Doherty on the forecheck. Fisher on the opposite side gets to it. Back over to Doherty. Nobody's on him. Nice pass by Doherty to Barthol, sitting right in the slot for an easy one-timer. So 4-0. Team Philadelphia at the 4:48 mark. So Barthol gets on the board. Doherty with a second assist, I believe, of the day.
A little short.
Puck's down, back over to Thies. Has his stick taken away from him. Pick back up, center up, over to Fisher. Fisher's got Doherty with him. Back out to Bops. Bops cycles it back over to Doherty. Doherty loses it off. Bops held at the blue line. Wildcats send it over to the opposite side. Thies is there. Try to get it out. Now Doherty's there to pick it up. Kind of by himself. Turns on the brakes. Looks. Center pass. Fisher had gotten taken off. Back out to Nichols. Nichols holds up. Back out to Doherty. Doherty looks, got Zimmerman coming on the ice. Takes a shot and goes wide. Picked up at the point by Thies. Thies, shot attempt. Goaltender knocks it down. .355, 4-0. Nichols cues Zimmerman. Back into the corner. Wildcats try to clear the zone. Nichols back over, gets taken down. Back over. Lang keeps it in. Zimmerman, good pressure onto the puck. Ricky into the defender, send it back out by Aiden into neutral zone. Nichols try to get there. Kobe, backhand, tries to clear the zone. Picked up at the point by the Wildcats. They get a shot off. Aiden cradles it. Puck's down out to the point. Wildcat gets it on the wing, opposite side, try to get it across ice. Now it's into the neutral zone. Wildcats have to clear the zone, send all the way back. Aiden knocks it down, holds the puck back for Ricky. Ricky gathers it, looks, sends it back over to Lang. Lang. Nice save by Aiden, 2 saves. Barthol, Tobin, Ricky, Heston. Pucks down, bakes its way out to the point. Wildcats out onto the wing. Lang over to help out, picked up by Tobin. Tobin gets around. It's like, try to get hooked almost. Oh my gosh, shot attempt goes over top of the goaltender's head. Barthol takes a swipe at it. Wildcats knock it down, come out to the neutral zone. Lang, try to push him off the puck. Barthol's back over. Centering pass, picked up on the point by the Wildcats. Takes a swipe at it, Ricky. Tobin, try to get picked up. Heston's over there to help out. Now it's into the neutral zone. Shot attempt by Ricky. Goaltender knocks it down. Heston back over to put pressure onto the puck. Wildcats into the corner. Gets along the wall. Barthol gets a good stick on it. Set it back opposite side, and that should be an offsides. It is. Lucas, Doc, Ben. Lucas wins it through. It's back over. Lucas gets a shot off. Goes over top of the goaltender's head, picked up by Bops. Bops tried to send it on net, looking for a ricochet of some sort. Fisher back along the wall. Jump back over to Bops. Bops cycles it back over to Fisher. Pulls it through. Center pass over to Lucas. Lucas loses it back out to the point, opposite side over to Thies. Lucas tried to redirect, knocked it down. Wildcats lose it. Lucas picks it up. He loses it. Wildcats look. Back over to Thies. Lucas send it back out to Thies. Thies shot attempt, kick save by the goaltender, back out to the wall. Bops. Center pass over to Lucas. Lucas tried to get a shot off. And a lot of traffic back out to the corner. Picked up by Doherty. Center pass right there to Fisher, coming across the slot, unable to get it. Sent back out to the point to Thies. Thies. Goaltender knocks it down. Lucas picks it up over to Thies. Picked up by Bops. Picked up by Lucas. Lucas tried to get a shot attempt off. Picked up by the goaltender. 28 seconds left. Second period, 4-0 Team Philadelphia. Nichols out on the ice. Face off. Back into the corner. Cusa back over to help him out. Kobe swings and misses. Wildcats come across blue line. Back into the corner. Bops over. Pulls the man off the puck, picked up at the point. Redirect goes by Aiden out to the corner. Aiden tried to glove it down. Didn't make it to him. Picked back up, and that should end the period. That was Cusa shaking his head. That would have been a golden opportunity. All right, looks like we're at the start of third period. Team Philly up 4-0. 2 first, 2 in the second. Out shooting the Wildcats 25-8. Cusa with Zimmerman and Nichols out onto the ice. Lang and Wright on the defensive end. Let's try to get this game wrapped up. Get it to a 5-goal differential, get the clock running. Puck's down, back over. Nichols takes a swipe at it, back opposite side. Kobe. Backhand, try to adjust it. Could not. Picked up by Nichols. Nichols keeps his man around the corner. Looks. Gets a shot off. Goaltender with a shoulder save. Back out. Ricky on the defensive back check. Thought about the check. Pulled off a little bit. Over to Lang. Lang holds up. Back over to Cusa. Drops it forward. Cusa on the forecheck. Wildcats make a move around, send it to the neutral zone, pick back up over to Ricky. Ricky tried to get off his stick, back over to Kobe. Kobe again with a swipe. Kobe getting picked on again. Sent all the way back. Aiden back, picks it up over to Lang. Lang cycles it back over to Kobe. Kobe. Back over to Nichols. Cycles it back over to Kobe on his weak side. Kobe does a good job of maintaining it. Try to center back off the backside. Picked up in the slot by the Wildcats. 15:36. That should be an icing call. And it is. Fisherman Doherty, Bopst and Thies out onto the ice. Puck's down outside to the edge, picked up by Fisher, now Doherty. Bopst tried to keep it in. Wildcats get it to the neutral zone, Thies. Back over to Lucas. Lucas, try to cycle it back. Now get it, send it over to the opposite side, over to Doherty. Doherty backhands into the zone. Lucas on the forecheck. Lucas holds the defender up. Picked up it, Bop's tried to keep it in with his hand. Cycle back over to Thies. Thies, back over to Lucas. Back out to Fisher coming down the slot. Tried to feed the opposite side over to Doherty. Goes off a defender's skate. Wildcats cross the blue line, send it back out to the point. Doherty knocks it free. Lucas gets it. Back over to Fisher. Fisher coming up. He's got Doherty coming with him. Off the defender's skates. Thies, nice pickup at the neutral zone. Opposite side, picked up by Doherty. Doherty coming strong. Try to get it to Lucas. Gets it knocked away by a defender. Bopst holds a winger up. Aiden with a nice kick save into the corner. Centering pass attempt by the Wildcats, gets knocked down by Bopst. Picked up, comes around, and Aiden, not sure how he saw that, picked that one up. Barthol on the face-off, back over into the boards. Heston's there, back over to Tobin. Tobin, pressure on to the puck. Wildcats come away with it. Barthol. Wildcats almost come away with it. Ricky moves around his own man, sends it out the opposite side over to Tobin. Tobin sends it opposite side over to Ricky. Ricky breaks the defender, comes through, almost gets it over the shoulder. still there, and the goaltender corrals it in. Bart, face off, back over to Ricky. Ricky gets knocked down in front. Ricky, tried to hold it in the zone, couldn't. Picks it up, sends it over to the opposite side, just outside the reach of Bart. Wildcats break out. Knocked down by Tobin, picked up, comes across the blue line, outside the zone. Cycles it back over. Tobin sends it over to the opposite side to Ricky. Gets it over to Lang. Lang back out to Tobin. Tobin drops it forward back over to Heston. Heston gets underneath the stick of a defender, looks, try to get it back out to Nichols. Nichols knocks it back. Tobin into the corner. Ricky on the back check. Knocks it back over, picked up by Ricky into the corner itself. Sends it long, back over to Nichols. 4 guys in front of him, holds up, looks, and that'll make its way into the bench. .3 left in the game, 4-0. Kobe, Brady, Nichols. Puck's down, Nichols comes away with it, centers it back out to Thies. Thies at the point, tried to get a shot off. Kobe couldn't locate it, it was between his legs. Keeps it in the zone though. Cusa, opposite side, back over to Nichols. Nichols, oh my gosh, goes off the sidebar. Now it's into the neutral zone. Bops on the back check. Bops gets in front of it. Try to clear the zone. Wildcats send it over to the opposite corner, picked up by Thies. Thies decides not to send it into the zone, sends it opposite side over to Bops. Bops backhand into the protective netting. Back over to Bops. Sends it into the neutral zone over to Cusa. Cusa, and that's an offside. Kobe with a good attempt to try to stay onside, but is unable to. Comes all the way back to Aiden. Aiden drops it over to Thies. Thies drops it to Nichols. Wildcats come across, drop it into the zone. Bob's back to recover. Send it back over to Cusa. Cusa, try to get it by a defender. Cycles it. Drops it back over to Bops. Bops across the blue line. It's a nice shot attempt off goaltender or blocker side save. Cusa back over to pick it up. Knocks the defender off the puck. Backhand, try to get to Nichols sitting in the slot. Nichols knocks it back. Cusa cycles back. Kobe picks up his stick he lost. Back out to Thies at the point. I don't know how the goaltender saw that. Blocker side over top of the goal, and the goaltender holds it. 10:20 left in the game, 4-0. Doc Mott Fisher. I'll call it Doc Mott Fish. Lang and Wright out onto the ice. Puck's down. Wildcats come away with it. Get it out to the neutral zone. Send all the way back. Ricky on the back check. Slots at the puck. Doherty knocks it out front. He's got Fisher on the opposite side. Try to get Doc. Doc tried to swipe it back. Now it makes its way into the neutral zone. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky back over to Fisher. Picked up by Lucas. Lucas gets a shot off and goes wide and high. Pressure by Ben. Ben comes across the blue line. Got 3-on-2 opportunity. Gets a shot off. Nice shot. Doherty tried to feed Lucas. Wildcat sent around to the opposite side. Picked up by Lang at the center ice. Nine minutes left in the game. Lucas knocks it back. Try to back feed to Doherty coming through the slot. Was unable to do so. .8:49 left in the game. Jake, Anthony, Sean with Kevin and Ricky back. Puck's down. Tobin with a nice shot. Ooh, Hessen, good charge to the ice, or to the net. Got a shot off, but it was just wide. Tobin back out to the point to Lang. Nice redirect attempt. Makes its way to the back net. Back out to Tobin. Tobin couldn't control it, loses it. Wildcats make their way into the neutral zone. Send it long. Aiden thought about it. All the way to the back wall. Picked up by Bart. Bart comes out. Gets Jake on the opposite side. Comes across. Looks. Holds up. Tried to feed it opposite side to Tobin. Coming down the weak side. Wildcats across the blue line. Aiden with a stick save that goes into the protective netting. Nichols with Cusa out on the ice. And Thies drop it into neutral ice. Picked up. Kobe's with him. Cusa comes across. Try to get a shot off. Goes off a defender. Nichols knocks it back. Opposite side. Back out to the point to Bops. Bops gets a shot attempt off. Goes steered into the corner. Cusa knocks the defender off the puck. Over to Kobe, sends it out to the point to Thies. Thies, back over to Kobe. Cycles it back over to Cusa. Nichols, tried to get to it. Thies makes his way to the neutral zone, picked up by Bops. Back over to Nichols, got Thies with him. Back over to Bops. Picked up, oh, Cusa just either jumped his stick or he lifted it just at the last second, so 6:55. Fisher, Mott, Doc. Puck's down, back over. Fisher looked to get it on. Makes his way all the way over to Lang. Back over to Fisher. Goes long, opposite side. Back over to Doherty. Doherty back over to Lucas. Nice shot attempt. Right to the goaltender's pad. Knocks it to the back corner. Lucas sends it back over to Lang. Lang back over to Doherty. Doherty's got Fisher with him. They got 4 defenders as well. Sent back over to the wall. Picked up by Doherty. Doherty, opposite side over to Lang. Ooh, Lang was loading up, just couldn't get the puck on the edge. Fisher sends it on net. Picked back up to Lucas in the slot. Lucas gets a shot off. Back over to Doherty. Line change for Jersey. Picked up. Centering pass attempt to get over to Lucas. Intercepted by the Wildcats. Sent back out. 5:46 left. Shot attempt goes into the protection netting. Bops, Thies, Tobin, Heston, and Bart. Back out. Wildcats try to sling it in. Back over to Thies. Gets it over to Heston just outside of his reach into the neutral zone. Bart picks it up. Got the opposite side over to Tobin. Bops standing at the blue line. Knocks it down with the glove. Gets taken off the puck. Bart picks it up. He's got Heston with him. Looking. Heston. Wildcats. Go long. All the way back. Aiden knocks it down. Picked up by Bops. Back over to Tobin. Tobin. Whoa! That was a close call for the Jersey coach as the puck makes its way into the bench. 4:43 left, third period, 4-0 Team Philly. Nichols, Zimmerman, Cusa. Bops picks it up, tries to get it in the zone. Wildcats get it into the neutral zone, picked up by Thies. Nichols in the slot, picks it up. Puck's still there. Back over to Nichols, back out to Thies. Over to Bops. Getting the shots from the point, just not getting traffic in front of the goaltender. Wildcats come away with the puck off the faceoff. Picked up by Bops as it makes its way to him. Tries to shuffle it into the neutral zone. Nichols is there, picked up by Kobe. Thies on the back check. Good hustle back. Not sure what happened to that puck. Aiden saved it to the back wall, take a jump the net, and then Wildcat looked to get a stick on it. Aiden was there to help protect. Back over to Nichols. Nichols 2-on-2 opportunity, gets it up. Well, it goes off the referee. Nichols gets by defender, back into the back corner. Tries to shuffle it back out. Picked up by Kobe, sent back out to Nichols at the point. Shot attempt. Foot saved back out into the back wall. 3 minutes left. Lang, back over to Cusa. Cusa. Incidental contact. So 4-0 with 2:56 left in the game. Wildcats try to clear the zone, picked up by Doherty. Doherty gets a shot attempt off, goes off the goaltender's shoulder. Lucas cycles it back over to Doherty. Ricky making his way around back over to Doherty. Doherty comes across. He's got, Fisher that is. Fisher holds, looks. Shot attempt back over to Lucas. Lucas thought about passing. Give it back up. What a nice feed over to Fisher. Fisher gets on the board today. Lucas cycled back around the opposite side. Looked like he was going to circle there and then dropped it backhand over to Mr. 1 Ben Fisher for goal number 5 today. So it's a 2:14 mark. Face off bleed. The clock will run. Puck's down. Heston tried to pick it up. Wildcats into the neutral zone. Bart tried to take a swing at it. Aiden shuffles it back over to Lang. Lang over to Tobin. Tobin, he's got Bart. Ooh. Coming up. Got to wait. Cleared back onside. Now there is. Had a nice breakout attempt there. Just couldn't capitalize. Wildcats. Picked up by Bart. Back over to Tobin, just outside of his reach. Tried to pull it forward. Nice save by Aiden. Not sure how that got away from him, but it did. Tobin sent it deeper into neutral zone. Wildcats drop it back into their zone. Tap forward on the wing. Wildcats try to center it. Picked up by Tobin. It's got Nichols going out in front of him. The 2 guys in front. Scores! Nichols with a nasty gather. Catches the goaltender going across crease. So running clock, 6-0, 43 seconds left in this game. Nichols with his 2nd goal of the day after beating 2 defenders back. Zimmerman's there, picks it up, sends it deep. Cycle back over. Pops. Pulls it all the way back. And hold this up. Try to finish the game off. Boxed. And that'll do it. 4, 3, 2, 1. So Team Philly with a shutout, 6-0 victory today. 2 first, 2 second, 2 third. Goals today, Lucas with 2. Nichols with 2. Bart with 1, and I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Fisher, sorry, Ben Fisher. So that'll do it for today, folks. So like I said, tomorrow game at 2:15 against the Toms River Blackhawks. It'll be here again at Iceline, so be sure to stay tuned. But thanks for joining today, and we'll see you tomorrow.